Welcome back. Currently, we are learning Python, and this is day 14 of the playlist titled Python Beginner Boost. And in this video, we will learn about how to check the data type of a variable. After that, we will learn about how to take input from user in Python, and after that, we will learn about app strings in Python. So, let's start with how to check data type of a variable in Python. First of all, I will create some variables on screen. As you can see, I am creating some variable. So the first variable is name does person name, and it will store the name of the person. So here you can see a name is stored. After that, I will create one more variable named age, and it will store some number which is age. After that, I will create one more variable salary, which will store some decimal values. So here the decimal value is this. After that, I will create one more variable which is named as can vote, and it will store a boolean value which is true or false. So these are the four variables which I have created. Now I will explain you how to check the type of a variable in Python. So to check the type of variable, I want to print the type of variable, so that's why I am using the print function. And after that, to check the type of variable, you have to use the function type, and then you have to pass the name of the variable in the parentheses. So the first variable is person name, so I will pass the name of the variable and save my code. And now I will execute the code. So as you can see on screen, I will write python 3, and after that the name of the file which is input.py, and press enter. And as you can see on screen, we are saying str is printed, class of str. So this variable person name is storing some string values. Now if I copy this code and paste it multiple times and replace the name of variable. So the second variable which I have created is age, the third variable which I have created is salary, and the last one which I have created is can vote. And now if I execute this code, I will see the data type of all of these variables. So let me just execute the code. I will press enter, and as you can see on screen, first of all, we are getting the data type of person name. So it is storing string value. That's why we are printing str here. After that, we are finding out the data type of age. So it is storing a number. That's why we are getting integer. And after that, we are printing the data type of salary, which is storing some decimal value. That's why it is saying float. And after that, we are having one more variable which is named can vote, and it is storing a boolean value which is true, and that's why it is printing bull on the terminal. Now suppose if I change the value of age to some string like this, and now if I print the type of uh, data type of this variable, then it will also change, because Python supports dynamic typing, as you can see on screen. Now let me just print something else here. So it will be I change age value here. Let me save it and now execute the code. As you can see here, first of all, the data type of person name, then age, then salary, and then can vote is printed. After that, we have assigned the age with some string value, and we have after that printed this statement which is changed age value here. And after that, we are printing the data type of age, which is now string. So this is how you find the data type of a variable in Python. And also I want to tell you how to comment multiple line of code in one type. For that, you have to use the double colons, double not double colons, inverted commas or double quotes. So you have to use double quotes three times, and then cut the last part and paste it at the end where you want to stop commenting. So this is how you comment multiple lines of code in one go. So you have to use double quotes three times, at the starting and double quotes 3 times at the end, and you will be able to comment multiple line of codes like this. Now we are able to find out the data type of variable. Now let's learn about how to take input from user in Python. So if we are taking input from user, we need to store the input in some variable. So suppose I want to take the input of name of the user. So I will create a variable called name, and in order to take input from the user, you have to use the function input, and here you have to pass some message or string. So by reading this string, user will be able to give us appropriate inputs. So suppose I want to ask enter your name, and after that I will print the name. So on line number 26, I am asking the user to enter your name. So the code execution will stop here. The user will be given a chance to enter his or her name, and after that on line number 27, the name will be printed. So let's execute the code, and you can see enter your name is printed on the screen. The prompt is printed on the screen, and if suppose user doesn't give an input and press enter, then you will see that nothing is printed on the screen because user hasn't given any input. That's why user hasn't given input. That's why line number 27 doesn't printed something. So if I again run the code and if I give some input like Shubham Lashkan and press enter, you will see on the screen Shubham Laskan is printed. So this is how you take input from the user. But here let me show you something. If I take one more input from the user, which is I want to take the age. So enter your age, and if I print the age also and save the code and now execute the code, you will see on screen first of all it will ask for username. So I will write my name. After that it is printed on the screen because on line number 27 we have printed the name. After line number 27, on line number 28 we are asking for enter your age. So user will input the age and then age will be printed. So let me just give some input, press enter. So now I forgot one thing. I want to print the type of both the variables. So I will be able to explain you what I want to uh, prove here. So type of age. Now let's save the code. So it will print the type of name as well as type of age. So here on line number 27 the type will be string, and on line number 29 the type should be a integer. Let's execute the code. So enter your name. So I print enter my name, and after that I am printed given the input as age. So as you can see, both are having the type string. Why? Because by default Python takes input in the form of string. So if you want to give the input in any specific data type, then you have to tell Python to take the input in that specific data type. So suppose I want to take the age in the form of integer, then I have to write here int, and after that I have to enclose this function into int function. So here you need to cast your whatever input user is giving, you need to cast it into integer. So now if I give the input as a number, then it will be converted into an integer, and on line number 32 int will be printed. So let me execute this code again, and here you can see Shubham is printed. After that I am giving some input which is this, and let me press enter. As you can see on the screen, integer is printed. Let me execute this code once more, and I will give some string here, and again I will give some string here also. And if I print enter, you will see that we are getting some error because here user is the computer interpreter is asking about integer, and the user is typing some string, and the Python interpreter is not able to convert the string into an integer. That is why a error is thrown on the screen. So this is how you take input from user, and we will learn how you will rectify this error in the future videos. We will learn about exception handling in the future videos. So we have learned about integer. We can also take float inputs. So for that you have to, like, I can create one more variable salary, and here I can use the math function float, and I can give the input here, enter your expected salary, and here we can on the next line print the salary, and can also print the data type of it. So print the salary, and after that on the last line we can print the type of the variable salary, and let's execute the code. So first of all I will write some name, after that I will write some number, and after that I will give some decimal values. So I will this, and then you can see on the screen the last output is float, and here also it is in the form of float. So this is how you take input in Python. Now let's learn about one more concept, which is f strings in Python. So what are f strings? So f strings are a new way of formatting strings in Python. The f in f strings stands for formatted. They allows us to embed expression inside curly braces within a string. So let me just give you an example. First of all, I will comment this code, and we will need to use double quotes 3 times for starting the comment and ending the comments. Now let me create two variables. First one is again the same values, and the second is again some values. Now I want to print like this, my name is, and after that I want to print my name, which is stored in the variable name, and after that I want to print and age is, and here I will print the variable second, which is age. And if I try to execute this code, then I will get some error, because name is having the value string and age is having the value integer, and now here we are trying to combine a string with an integer. That's why it will give an error, as you can see on screen now. Can only concatenate string, not integer to string. So what you have to do is either you have to convert this integer into a string. So we have to use str function to convert this integer into a string, and now if I try to execute the code, it will not give me any error. So this method is little bit complex. So to make the string formatting easy in Python, Python has introduced f strings. So let me explain you about f strings. So we are having this name and age variables. Now I will comment the line number 40 for, so that it will be on the screen, and for now I will tell you how we will use f string. So for that, first of all you have to use the character f, and after that you will use the double quotes to create your string. So I will again create the string my name is. So whenever you want to use some variables, you will use curly brackets, and in the curly brackets you will give the name of the variable. So here the name of the variable is name, that's why I am using name. After that I will again continue writing my string, and here again I want to use one more variable, which is age. So I will again use curly bracket and will uh, write the name of the variable. So this is how you format strings using f string. Now if I try to execute my code, you can see on screen it is printed. And also you can use f strings to do any calculation while printing. So suppose I want to add something into this age variable. So age is currently holding 32, and if I am adding 18 to it, so it will print my name is Shubham and age is the current value, which is 32 plus 18, which is 50. So it will print my name is Shubham and age is 50, as you can see on screen. So this is the power of f strings in Python. So first of all you have to use the character f, after that you have to use the double quotes, and then whenever you want to use any variable on the string, you will replace the variable within the curly bracket. You have to use the curly bracket, and after that, on inside this curly bracket, you can use the name of the variable. And if you need to do any calculation, then you can do it using the same way. You just need to use the curly bracket, the variables, and the calculations. So suppose if I am having one number, num1 equals to 10 and num2 equals to 20, and now if I want to print the sum of them, then I can do it like this: print. uh, I have to use the f, and after that, what is happening, f, and we need to give the double quotes, and here num1 plus num2, and you will be able to print the sum as you can see on screen. So this is the power of f strings in Python. So now let me just revise what we have learned in this video. So first of all, we have learned about how to find the type of variables. For that, you can use the function type and can pass the name of the variable. So we have to use the function which is named as type, and then we have to pass the name of the variable. So we have learned about it. After that, we have learned how to take user input. For that, we have to use the function input, and we have to store the values into a variable while taking the input from the user. And within this parenthesis, we need to pass some message so user can read the message and give appropriate input. And if you want to uh, get the input in some specific data type, then you have to cast the input into that specific data type. After that, we have learned about f string. So f string is a powerful way to format strings in the Python. And for using f string, we have to use the character f. After that, we will use double quotes and we will write the string. And if we need to add or use some variables, then we can use a parenthesis, and under that we can use the name of the variable. So that's it in this video. Please like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.